and welcome to 1923 Main Street.
Home of the Daddy-Daughter Disney Travel Podcast. We are your hosts.
I am Mike Bello-Braddock.
And I'm Amelia Bello-Braddock. And today, we're going to be talking all about Disney's beach resorts.
And we're talking about Disney's, I guess would we call them their real beach resorts?
All around the world.
Not their faux beach resorts.
Not their feet resorts.
Their feet resorts. I like that. Faux beach. And we're talking about places like what? Disney's Beach Club Resort would be their feet resort. And just a little bit of background. I remember when we talked about the wave pool that was in the lagoon and outside of the Polynesian, and Dick Nunes, the surfer who turned Imagineer. And when they first opened Disney World, he thought Disney World had to compete with the beach resorts in Florida and that no one would want to go there because there wasn't a beach. So they created beaches and they tried to do surfing. Didn't really work. But then later they added the pool at Typhoon Lagoon.
Yeah.
And of course they added the Beach Club Resort. And
Stormalong Bay.
Stormalong Bay, and it has a real sand bottom, but it still wasn't real. And when we say beach resorts, I guess let's put it this way. Oceanfront beach resorts.
Yeah. Well...
All right. Well, we'll get into that. So there are, you may or may not know, count them three, actual Disney beach resorts not associated with any theme parks. And we've talked about one on this podcast in the past. But if you're planning a summer vacation, hopefully we're all going traveling this summer, and you want to go to a beach resort and you love Disney, we're going to give you three amazing options for Disney beach resorts. And I'm putting them in my personal preference order. You're probably going to agree with my order, I would imagine. Start with number one. The most important will go first.
Okay.
And that for me is...
Aulani.
Aulani. Disney's Aulani Resort and Spa in Ko'olina, Oahu, Hawaii.
How do you say that? Ko'ohino.
Ko'olina.
Yeah, that.
So Ko'olina is the little town. This is a true beachfront resort in Hawaii. And this episode, we're going to focus on the beaches because we're talking about beach vacations. We will do more in-depth on the resorts. We've already done one about our number 2, which we'll get to momentarily. But there's nothing really that beats a Hawaiian beach. What do you think?
Nope. Drawing a blank.
Yeah, drawing a blank. So the beach, Ko'olina is you fly into Honolulu, and it's a really short drive, right? We definitely rent a car, and I'll get into why. That resort, Aulani, is right on the ocean in this really upscale town called Ko'olina, and it's a little bit of an interesting beach there.
Because it's very sheltered. They have storm breaks, so it's not very good for surfing. But if you're one of those people that likes to think the ocean is a pool that has no currents at all, this might be for you.
Yeah, it's sort of funny because I learned somewhere along the way in my travel life that most of resort hotels on islands, like even Barbados and that, they build the hotels on the quiet side of the island. But we love waves, right? We like big waves. So we'd always have to, when I was surfing in Barbados, you got to go down to the soup bowls on the other side of the island. But all the big resorts are on the calm side, if there is one. And Ko'olina,
that's the whole point,
is sort of like that, but actually there's 4 lagoons down this strip of land, and they're man-made. So they did, like you said, they built breakwaters, and they're sort of like a C shape. It's almost like a donut with a little part cut out, which is open to the ocean, right? So there's water comes in. They are open to the ocean, but yes, they're very calm. They're pretty large. I don't know. I don't even know how big they are, but they're big. It's not like a pool.
Well, it needs to fit people.
Yeah, and you can rent boats and sailboats and a few things in there. It can take a lot of people. And then there's other upscale resorts, the neighbors of Aulani, and there's 4 of these lagoons, and you can walk along the waterfront. The rest of the waterfront there is sort of rocky, so that's probably why it was undeveloped in the past, and then Disney came along and somebody figured out, hey, we can make nice beaches here if we put these little lagoons in. So it is a true Hawaiian beachfront resort. You can swim in the beautiful Pacific Ocean. It faces the sunset, which is really nice. But if you're going to Hawaii, and if you're going to Aulani in particular, there are many other amazing beaches on Oahu.
So you don't always need to go in a volcano.
Yes, you don't need to go. What is that? Oh, Amelia wrote a song as a kid going to Hawaii in a volcano, which would be the big island of Hawaii, not on Oahu. But if you're going to Oahu and you're going to Aulani, it's a beautiful beachfront resort. We'll get into all the rest of it in another episode because
There's so much.
if
to
you
talk
think
about.
Stormalong Bay is a good water park,
Oh,
yeah, Aulani puts it to shame. But we're going to save that for a future episode.
Yep, you heard it here first. Stormalong Bay is now an official Disney water park.
Well, a resort, it's sort of a water park for
Is it?
among resorts compared to any other pool that is, typically a pool with a slide. It's pretty much a water park. There's a lazy river there. There's a beach. Well, anyway, we're not talking about Disney's Beach Club Resort. We're talking about Disney's true beach resorts on the ocean. But if you go to Aulani and you're in Hawaii, definitely rent a car because there are some amazing beaches all around the island, and we have 3 favorites
Yes.
when we were there. And the one is of course, the North Shore is famous, the Bonsai Pipeline, Waimea Bay. So drive to that beach. Any of these things are an hour or 2, right? Real easy day trips to go to the beaches.
And then I call it the surfing beach.
Surfing beach is Kailialoa Beach, if that's how you pronounce it.
How are you pronouncing these things?
Kailialoa or something. It's just back on the way back towards Honolulu. About halfway there, maybe. And yeah, it's a real true Hawaiian beach. There's a little campground park. If you want to take surfing lessons there, it's great. There's great lessons there. The waves are consistent. It's a true open beach. It's
You
quite
can see
windy
some
there.
amazing little kids surfing.
Yeah, amazing little kids. Maybe we'll post a picture of you surfing on that beach as part of this social media for this episode. So that one's really close. Great spot to go surfing. And then across on the other side of the island is Kailua, which is a really cool little town right on the water. And they have a really neat beach there too. So Kailua Beach, the North Shore, and Kalialoa Beach. I think that's how you say it. I may be saying it wrong, but you'll find it. Those are 3 awesome beaches. Plus, you do have a beach right at your resort, a nice quiet beach. Like Amelia said, the water's warm there. It's very calm. Tons of beach chairs. It's fairly large, semicircle shape. Check it out on a Google Earth map and you'll see.
Yes.
So that is Aulani.
Aulani, Hawaii.
And then another one we talked about.
Vero Beach.
Disney's Vero Beach Resort. And I don't know, this might actually be my favorite beach. If we're talking strictly about the beach at the hotel, I'd have to say personally, I prefer the Disney's Vero Beach Resort beach more than the Aulani Beach.
Why?
Because it is truly wide open to the ocean.
But you can't even surf there either.
You can on windy days. We have seen people surfing there. You can definitely boogie board there quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I'm going to get in, just like we did with Aulani, there's other beaches nearby. But at Vero Beach Resort, the beach is, you're just on the coast there on Vero Beach. So it, extends hundreds of miles. But it's rarely what I would call crowded.
No. Sometimes in the mornings we go on beach walks and watch the sunrise and get bitten by no-see-ums.
Yes, we talked about that in our Vero Beach episode. This is what I was alluding to earlier. If you want to know more about the resort and the area, listen to that episode a few back. But the beach itself, we didn't really focus on. And there is a beach house there where you can rent watercraft and sailboats, but you can bring your own boogie boards. And if you surf and you're within range of bringing a surfboard, you're subject to the winds, really. It's wind-driven surf there. It's not a natural surf break. But the beach itself is filled with tons of shells, and I like to look for shark teeth. It's weather dependent, so some days it's actually quite calm. Other days it's very rough. So I like that. Personally, I like those open beaches.
I wonder if you could go to like a restaurant down the way, because there are restaurants down the beach if you walk far enough. If you could go from those restaurants and just walk all the way back without having to use a key card.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I don't know if there's any. I think the beach is public property in Florida. I'm not quite sure. So you might be able to do it. Yeah, if you walk. Well, let's talk about that. Just like in Aulani, there are other beaches. Now, personally, like I said, the Vero Beach itself. Of course, there's the turtles on that beach, etc.
Oh, yeah.
But I love that beach. Sometimes it gets seaweed, but hey, it's a beach. Sometimes there isn't. It really depends on the year, I guess, and how the tides, what storms have been out at sea and all that sort of stuff. And I was watching the Netflix Pirates series that just launched, And because there's a pirate theme to the hotel. And it was pretty cool
Oh, yeah.
because they talked about, when piracy was forming, and a lot of it was in that area. Nassau was the home of the pirates in the Bahamas. But they said the biggest sinking ships of treasure was, I think, 11 ships in this Spanish hole, and they all sunk in a hurricane right off the coast of Vero Beach, they said.
It's not reassuring.
Yeah, so, of course, the pirates went crazy descending on that to steal all the gold. But that's right out. So this is the whole area. It's a really cool area, and definitely check it out. But there are 2 other great beaches in that area that you can go to, like you said. So if you go south, it's the town of Vero Beach, the actual proper town. The resort is north of the town, which is good because it's not as quiet, or it's more quiet, not as busy. But there's a beach there. That's the public beach for the town. It's way more crowded. So you can check that out because we like to go to some restaurants in that area.
Yeah.
But the one we really, really love and highly recommend.
Sebastian Inlet State Park.
Yeah, the Sebastian Inlet Beach, just north of the hotel. You got to drive, get a car if you're going there. You'll want to rent a car. It is.
It's so nice.
Because it's a paid beach.
And they have waves there too.
Yeah, that's where they're surfing because Sebastian Inlet is there and there is a natural break. There's a pier as well. So you pay like, I don't know, $10 or whatever to get in. But that keeps a lot of people out. So the beach there is even more empty than Vero Beach Resort. And it's actually sort of a nicer beach, if you can believe it. It's a bit bigger. And there are some awesome waves. Yeah, so if you surf, you'll be closer to the pier. But if you just want to go boogie boarding, bodyboarding, it is awesome there. There's really good waves. We love going there.
I wonder if you could camp at that state park.
I'm not sure if there's camping there. There is camping, like I said, back in Aulani at the Kalialoa Beach. There's a campsite there. Some of the locals camp there. So, but that's a good question. That would be something to look in. Sebastian Inlet or Sebastian State Park.
Camping.
Yeah, check it out because it's a really cool beach. Highly recommended. So Disney's Vero Beach Resort, it is a true ocean beach in Disney style, and it's definitely a really good place to go if you want a Disney beach vacation. And we go there in the summer. In fact, I would recommend for all 3 of these that we're going to talk about, go in the summer. You want to go when the oceans are warmest. Disney does not have a California beach.
The oceans get cold.
Yeah, the oceans, well, cold. We like warm oceans. So put it this way. In the summer, you're looking at oceans in the 80s usually. So really nice and warm.
I mean, I personally don't mind cold oceans, but most people don't like to swim in 60-degree weather, so them.
Well, you're one of those people. I mean, you'll jump in it, but you don't want to stay in for very long, put it that way.
The ocean.
That is one of the benefits of the man-made lagoon beach at Aulani.
They heat it.
Well, they don't heat it, but the sun heats it because it's...
No, like it's heated.
Yeah, because it's cut off sort of from the ocean, and it's pretty calm, and it gets pretty deep. I don't know, it might be 15 feet deep out in the middle.
It's quite deep.
Yeah, like it can get deep, but it's a nice beach. It's kid-friendly. You can walk in, whereas I would say at Vero Beach, all beaches are kid-friendly, but you're going to want to pay more attention, especially if there's waves. There's no riptide or undercurrent at the Aulani Resort Beach.
Well, I almost drowned in California.
Yeah, well, there can be riptides, and there's definitely undercurrents in Vero Beach, and especially at those other beaches on Oahu. But watch the signs. There are signs, and I'll post one this week from Hawaii in particular. Believe the signs when they say dangerous rip
They're
currents,
not just there for cool special effects.
They're not there for your Insta photos.
Because Imagineers like to put up signs, although they do.
Yeah, they do. Disney loves a good sign. So do I, actually. But take care at those open beaches in Vero Beach and on Oahu and really anywhere in the world. But just pay attention to the signs. But they are marked. So, but the thing is, the Aulani Beach is very family friendly. It's rarely are there waves there. It would have to be a pretty big windy day. But just outside that break, there are some pretty big waves. So, of course, you can see them, and you can walk out to the rocks there, and it's pretty neat to watch.
The rocks are a nice spot for photos, too.
Yeah, and there's a part of the rocks just south or towards Honolulu.
You can climb.
Well, you can climb them, and also when the tide goes out, there's tide pools. So you can see little fish get caught in there, and
Don't step on them.
don't step on them. Be good to nature, but it's really
Don't go
neat
on
to
murder
watch.
sprees killing
Yeah.
animals in the sand.
There's all sorts of little sea life trapped in there, and it's really neat to watch. So really
And take
great.
photos of.
This is what you get on the authentic beaches of these resorts, as opposed to the good Disney beach at Disney's Beach Club Resort.
I wonder what people would do if they put a crab in Stormalong Bay.
I'm sure there are. Oh, a crab in Stormalong Bay. They might think it's a animatronic crab, a
Until
Disney
it
crab.
bites them.
Well, they'll probably just run away. But you will see those definitely on Vero Beach. There's tons of beach life in Vero Beach, including the
shells.
turtles and shells and shark teeth, which I love.
They
to
find
hunt for.
like round actual spiral shells that are authentic from the
conch
ocean.
shells and all sorts of real shells. So get out there early on the beach. You'll see people as well with their
Those metal detectors.
those metal detectors. Please don't be a metal detector person. But unless you're the one who lost something and you want to find it, you know where you were sitting. But I digress. So those are two, Aulani and Vero Beach, top two, both excellent choices, both great for summer vacations, both really good hotels that are fairly large, but they do book up, especially Aulani, which has reopened. And then there's the third one, and it's a bit of an odd duck. A bit of an odd duck, I would say.
Oh,
I don't know why I did a accent for that. This is Disney's Hilton Head Island Resort
SC.
in beautiful South Carolina in Hilton Head. But there's a bit of a twist to this resort. First of all, I will say...
It's not on the beach.
It's not technically on the beach. It's on the water, but it's not on the beach. So, first of all, Hilton Head, Vero Beach, and Aulani are all Disney Vacation Club resorts.
Yes.
Hilton Head and Vero Beach are fully Disney Vacation Club resorts. And
Yeah, Aulani is half and half.
Aulani's a
Anadi.
split. Anadi. Maybe that's a Hawaiian word. I don't know. But Aulani is a bit of both. Having said that, you can stay at any of these with cash as well. So they're not exclusive to Disney Vacation Club members. But it just means that you can, if you want, get a room with a kitchen and stuff, which is always fun at a beach like vacation to have that extra option. And they all have outdoor grills as well. So
cook the fish you catch.
yeah, the fish or steaks or whatever you want to make. Any kind of food. But Hilton Head, yeah. So Hilton Head, I guess Disney, when they built this one, could not get beachfront property, at least not the size they wanted. So there's an inlet there, and the resort hotel itself is built on the water, on a waterway, and it's sort of like Port Orleans in a way, the way it's on the water, like Riverside. So the hotel is on Hilton Head Island, and it is on the water, but it's not on the beach. However, they do have a beach house.
But can you count it as a beach resort?
I think you can. So what they did is they got an amount of land on the beach, Atlantic Beach, I believe it is, right on the ocean there in South Carolina. So wide open beach, just like Vero Beach, not as warm, but pretty warm. Can be pretty warm in the summer. But it's about a mile and a bit from the hotel. So they do offer a shuttle. Now, the beach house...
You could walk always.
You could walk, and there's also a bike path, a walking path. Yeah, so you can rent bikes and do that. And what they did, if you've been to Disney's Vero Beach Resort, you'll know what I mean, or if you haven't, I'll explain this. But essentially what it's like if you've been to Vero Beach Resort is they took the pool area and the pool area, there's like a little sauna room, and they took that and put it, that whole area is what the beach house is.
Oh.
So you go from... There's also a pool and everything at Hilton Head Island at the main hotel, which is on the water, on the river, inlet, I would call it. Might be called a river or inlet, but it's ocean, but it's probably brackish or freshwater around the resort. But then on the oceanfront, there is a whole building. And, there's a restaurant, there's a bar, there's a pool, there's change rooms, and then you walk down to the beach on the little boardwalk, just like at Vero Beach Resort. So I have a feeling they took that idea and just sort of built it there because they could only get enough space for that portion. So it is a beach resort, and you can go to the beach. It's just you can't walk out of your room and walk down to the beach like you can at Aulani or Vero Beach Resort.
Well, you can, but it'll be quite a long walk.
Yeah, fair enough. It's just over a mile.
I wonder, can you fish on these beaches?
Yes, you can. We often see people, especially in Vero Beach.
I don't know why you would want to murder innocent animals.
Well, they don't necessarily. First of all, if they're eating them, it's cool. And sometimes it's just catch and release. But we do see in Vero Beach in particular, when we go on our morning walks, there are definitely people surf fishing, casting off the surf out there. I haven't seen a lot of them actually catching fish, but we have seen a few. So there definitely is fishing on those beaches. And there's fishing on the river water inlet also at Hilton Head Island.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Fishing in rivers is better.
Yeah, you can sort of fish off the dock. You've done that, although you didn't like it. Once you actually caught a fish, you felt very bad for the fish. So
yeah, I'm a nice, kind-hearted person.
But we catch and release, so the fishy went back into the water.
Now, my question for you, other than swimming, although actually maybe that wouldn't even be your answer, you don't like swimming, what is your favorite thing to do on any of these beaches?
I like beaches in the morning. So I love getting up in the morning, going down to the beach. When you often come with me, if not every day, and when you don't, you leave me a nasty note on Disney letterhead saying, "Why did you walk without me?" But I like to get up for
do that.
I like to get up for the crack of dawn and go down to the beach when there's not many people on it. I like getting sunrise photos. I like, looking for shells and just sort of walking along the quiet beach in the morning before the, daily beach tanners come along.
So based on that, I'd say your favorite beach is probably Vero then.
I think it is. There are also sea turtle nests at Hilton Head on that beach, but not as many as at Vero Beach that I've seen. Yeah, so if we're just talking my favorite beach at a Disney beach resort, 100%, it's the beach at Disney's Vero Beach Resort, even with the no-see-ums that do not exist in Hawaii. And I don't know about Hilton Head because they're typically there first thing in the morning or later at night. And at Hilton Head, we wouldn't be doing that because
no one's getting up at the crack of dawn to walk a mile and then back.
Maybe we should do that the next time we go there.
No.
And just test it out.
No.
Or let us know, any of you locals in Hilton Head in that area, do you have no-see-ums on that beach? Do we need to be prepared with all of our combat gear for no-see-ums if we want to make a sunrise trek along the Atlantic beach there?
Yeah.
But I would say that for me is my favorite. What about you? You've got the Aulani Cove Lagoon, you've got the Vero Beach, and then you've got the Hilton Head Beach, which is more of a late morning beach for us just because we have to travel the little route.
I think my favorite beach is probably the Aulani Beach because you can swim in that ocean because it's more like a pool.
It is like a
sort
pool.
of.
It's like a natural pool.
Yeah, and I like that because it's pretty natural. But I also like the Vero Beach because you can hunt for shells in the morning and there's not as many shells in Hawaii.
Yeah, that's true.
Because of that little inlet.
And even I noticed when we went to the other beaches, there were some shells.
We weren't there in the morning, though.
Yeah, but normally, like if you go to Vero Beach at any time of the day, there are millions of shells. Well, there's got to, along the whole beach.
Well, yeah.
But there's always massive sort of washed up areas with thousands and thousands of shells. That's where I look for shark teeth.
Yeah.
Whereas Aulani in the man-made beach sandy area, because it's protected from the driving ocean, there's no shells there, or very few. You can find a few if you go along the other areas. But even on the ones on the North Shore and that, I don't recall as many shells as Aulani.
Yeah. And even though you didn't answer my question.
Oh, what was your question?
What's your favorite thing to do on the beach besides swimming?
No, it's the morning walks. That's my favorite thing to do. That's what I said. And hunt for
walking.
And hunting for shark teeth.
Okay, see, that is walking. Wow, walking is your favorite thing to do when you go on a beach vacation?
I guess I would say hunting for shark teeth then. That's my corrected answer to suit yours. What is your favorite
Hunting
thing?
For shells.
Hunting for shells. So,
well, swimming, but that's kind of obvious.
Yeah, swimming's fun. But you know what? Because it's calmer at Aulani, I don't like swimming in that one as much.
It's like a pool.
It is like a pool. So if
you dislike pools.
If you want real ocean water that's calm and warm, you are going to love the lagoons at Aulani. And then if you're like me and you prefer wide open, a bit rougher surf, there's plenty of places to go all around Oahu. The three of my favorites I listed earlier. And the Lost Beach is also on that island as well. The beach where
there's a Lost. Oh, I was going to say there's a Lost.
Where the TV series Lost was filmed is just up the other way from Aulani.
I totally know what Lost is.
It's quite a drive, though. So, what?
Or you can go on a boat.
Or yes, we went. Well, we're going to save all of those for our Aulani episode.
Yes.
Today, we just want to focus really on if you're thinking of traveling again, coming out of this pandemic, and you want our beach vacation and you want Disney magic with it, you may or may not have known about Aulani, Disney's Vero Beach Resort, and Disney's Hilton Head Island Resort.
I'd go Aulani if I had to pick.
That's Hawaii, so there's a longer way to go.
I just think it has the most Disney. It's the most Disneyfied in my personal opinion.
But here's the thing. Hilton Head Island is very small. The resort, Disney's Hilton Head Island Resort, is very small and it books up very quickly.
Yeah.
So if you are at all thinking about that, check right now immediately as you're listening to this show because it could be booked up if it's open. I'm not sure if it's open, but I'm sure it will be open for the summer. Vero Beach is a little bit easier to get into, but who knows this year, right? They're talking about a travel surge.
Who knows anything?
Yeah, who knows anything, but there may be a real rush. And Aulani also books up quickly, so...
The Roaring Travelers.
But I would recommend any of those three if you want a real Disney vacation and you don't want it. There's no parks there. It's just Disney magic, beach style at all three of them. And all three of those have their own sort of cool little vibe. Vero Beach is pirate oriented, but not crazy. It's not like you're in Pirates of the Caribbean ride. It's subtle. Aulani is, of course, Hawaiian. And Hilton Head is like a 1940s vibe. So sort of when that area first started to grow up as a popular area for tourists. So all three of those are great. And if you did not know about Disney Beach Resorts, I hope we've whet your appetite. You know, there's lots of information online.
Is that a saying?
Yes, to whet your appetite.
All right, let's go with that.
Yeah, let's go with that. So we hope you enjoyed this episode, and we're getting excited about getting back to the beach. We're going to hit one of those beach resorts for sure ourselves this summer.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. So follow us on social media at 1923 Main Street. We'll be posting lots of pictures of all three of these this week. So join us, check it out, comment. And if you're locals at Hilton Head, let us know about those no-see-ums on that beach first thing in the morning. I really want to know that.
We have Disney-inspired designs at 1923 Main Street.redbubble.com.
Yes, including 50th anniversary, so check us out there as well.
Because we know that's coming up.
Yeah. Right. Thanks, everyone, for joining us again. We truly appreciate it. We love your feedback, and we hope you have a magical day.
Bye-bye.